All right, Friday, February the 10th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. There's a look from our Greensboro Tower camera early this morning. Cold start to the day, quiet start to the day as well. Let me show you what it looks like down in the Queen City, Charlotte. Down YMCA camera looking over toward Bank of America Stadium. The flag's still flapping around a bit, but it's not going to be nearly as breezy today as what we had out there yesterday across the region. In fact, the wind at the Charlotte airport at 5 o'clock this morning listed at calm. Here we go. Temperatures in the mountains, they are indeed cold here as we are beginning the day. Teens and 20s during the 5 a.m. hour up that way. In fact, you get up to Jessen Station and Beech Mountain is 15, 18 in Bakersville, Boone, and Blowing Rock. And there is a look again early this morning from the base of Sugar Mountain. And I tell you what, I had a chance yesterday to get up and do a little bit of skiing with the kids there in the high country, and it was a fantastic ski condition type of day. Now, it was cold and windy, no doubt about that, but a lot of powder and really nice conditions at the ski resort areas across the region. It'll be another great day today. Warming temperatures of the weekend, but plenty of trails open. You just won't have to bundle up as much if you want to do some skiing or riding up that way. Over the course of the weekend. Here's your 5 a.m. temperatures. Cold across the region. The core of the cold is in Canada and in the northeastern part of the country. But look at this. Once again, warmer air building through the southern plain states, and that is rapidly going to be heading our way. Very dry air mass in place this morning, though. No precipitation locally, just some areas of mainly light snow around the Great Lakes region. And look at these dew point temperatures. They are low. We've had some single-digit dew points up into the 10 to 15 to 20 degree range for dew points early this morning in many spots. Now in North Carolina, that's a dry air mass. So even though we'll have some clouds overhead, mainly high clouds today, there will not be any precipitation. Winds today out of the south, and that southwesterly flow continues into the weekend. That's going to bring that big-time warm-up into the region. Here's a look at our setup today. High pressure overhead now, heading out to sea. Still pretty cool today, but then look at this. Not as cold tonight. There's your lows as we head into Saturday morning. Chilly, yes, but not as cold as what we're seeing this morning. As we get into Saturday itself, big warm-up for the weekend ahead of our next cold front. Southwesterly flow bringing in these warmer temperatures. There's our Saturday highs looking very, very nice across the region. Sunday will be even warmer just ahead of this cold front. Check out our Sunday afternoon highs. How about that? Looking good across the region overall. But then behind that front, it does cool down a little bit Monday. It looks like a fairly cool week overall next week. Now let me show you some of the higher resolution modeling here. Speaking of next week, here's the setup for today. 500 millibar chart from the European model. Not much going on. Here we go into Sunday. That's what's that piece of energy of the Great Lakes is what drives that cold front through here. That'll cool us down Monday in comparison to Sunday. And there's that piece of energy left behind, the Baja California area and the desert southwest. As I mentioned earlier this week, the forecast challenge for next week will be how this feature behaves as it ejects eastward. European model somewhat tries to phase this with a big piece of energy diving out to the Great Lakes on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and you wind up with a scenario rather like that. The GFS keeps the system a little bit more separated and suppressed. And so I'll show you what that looks like on both models here in just a second. Today, there's the GFS, quiet. Southwest flow tomorrow and Sunday, keeping things very warm. There's your cold front moving through by Sunday evening. So cooler as we get into next week. Monday, Tuesday, probably highs in the 50s in many spots. There's Tuesday. And here comes that next system on the GFS, okay? And this is a little tough to see based on how this is framed up. Let me see if I can scoot this up a little bit here. I might have to do some finagling here. Let's see. Give me just a second. All right, there we go. There's that system along the Gulf Coast. And this is on the GFS Wednesday evening. And notice the precipitation stays well south of the Carolinas with that system. And now on the European model, there's what it looks like Wednesday evening. It's a little bit more amplified, a little bit more phasing, as I showed you a moment ago, a little bit further to the north, so you get a little bit of that rain up northward. And at this point, not enough phasing and not enough cold air for this to be a big winter weather threat. Again, we'll see how this behaves. That's a lot of energy flying around. Some funny things can happen, and we'll see how this all winds up behaving. But it looks like Wednesday to Wednesday night, the most likely time period for this to come through. And by the way, the Canadian also on that a fairly weak system and suppressed system scenario. That's Thursday, the Canadian model. So we'll see how that plays out toward the end of next week. Actually, toward the middle of next week, Wednesday into Thursday. At this point, doesn't look terribly exciting, but we'll keep an eye on it. And I didn't put any long-range charts in today's video because if you're a snow fan, they're just depressing. Not a whole lot to hang your hat on. We'll see how it plays out. Still a good chunk of winter left here for some funny games, but I'm not seeing anything terribly exciting right now. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Have a great weekend, and God bless.